Alright, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video, another NBA draft video slash college video. This is in the playlist of Road to the 2026 NBA draft, where we talk about prospects, usually top 5. This one's a top 10. Talk about where they might end up, talk about their play style, talk about what I like, talk about what I dislike, talk about who their NBA player comparisons are, and all that good stuff. So if you like what I have to say, like the video. If you have any opinions, comment it down below. And if you just like the vibes, consider subscribing. This video is going to be about Darius Acuff Jr., 6'1 guard out of Arkansas. A very interesting player, because I'll come out and say it right now. When I saw this guy's highlights and I kept watching him, and like I never really caught a full game of his. So I just saw the highlights. I just saw like his game interviews and everything like that. And he looks like he's 6'5", like 6'6". He looks big. He's listed at 6'3", and there is some conjecture that he's actually 6'3", that he might actually be 6'1". He looks really good. Like he looks bigger than he is. He plays bigger than he is, and there are some positives with his physicals that I think will help him a lot. There has been a sort of, we'll say, renaissance in the NBA, where small scoring guards used to be what got you, at least in the playoffs, right? You needed a small scoring, or at least a scoring guard, to raise your floor. And now sort of the NBA is getting rid of those sort of players like Darius Acuff, where we don't really need you. If we have like three wings that can defend and play make, we don't need you. And if you're a bad defender, then we don't need you. And that's one of the things about Darius, is that he's not a great defender. If you go look at his draft profile here on Tankathon, his weaknesses are defensive rating, defensive win shares, steals, rebounds, defensive rebounding, defensive BPM. I don't know what defensive BPM is, and offensive rebounding. So he's just bad on that side of the floor. But on the positive side, turnovers off assists are really good. Turnovers are really good. Low turnovers, very high assist to turnover ratio. Positively, not negatively, is just really good. True shooting is really good. So everything on offense is a good indicator that he's gonna be a good NBA player. From the highlight tape that I've watched, um, I think he's gonna be okay. There's something about him that makes me think he's gonna be okay. Is he gonna be a starting point guard? I don't know. To give you some reference here, in his one season here in Arkansas, playing under Coach John Calipari, bottom left, John Calipari, a um, a really good guard whisperer. A lot of really good guards came out of Kentucky when John Calipari was the coach of Kentucky. Very historically good um, guard system he runs. The, the tape that I've seen makes Darius Acuff look like the second coming. He looks really good. Some numbers for him here: 23 points per game, um, 2.2 turnovers, 1.5 personal fouls, 3 rebounds, 50% from two. That's where he does a lot of his work. From field goal, 48%, and from three, 44%. So all around, he's a pretty solid player. There aren't any holes in his game offensively. It's the defense that worries a lot of people. And to give you some more context here, he's seventh um, in the nation in scoring with 23 points per game. He's 13th in assists in the nation, and he's in the 150th range in field goal percentage for the Arkansas Razorbacks. The stuff that I saw, I always try to make my own assumptions about what the player looks like before I look at their player comparisons and what other people think. Through the first, I watched like a 20-minute highlight reel of his every game this season. I watched some of his high scoring games. I watched some of his losses as well um, over the past couple days. And the person that really stuck out to me first, that I thought he looked like, and you're going to call me crazy, he looked like a young Kyle Lowry a little bit. He looked, there was some Kyle Lowry in his game. And the size, because Darius is very stout, and at some point throughout his career, Kyle Lowry got very stout as well and very strong. And just the working the mid range game, finding his teammates, being unselfish. It reminded me a little bit of Kyle Lowry, and it felt like a more athletic, more explosive Kyle Lowry, and a more polished Kyle Lowry for that matter, because Kyle Lowry came into the NBA with the Houston Rockets, didn't play a lot, and it's only when he finally got to Toronto, I believe after 2 3 years, that he really started to shine. And if Darius is already there with his play of a 2 year, 3 year NBA career, and he's skipping some of the steps that Kyle Lowry had to take, that's a positive for him. And getting coached by John Calipari is another positive for him. He makes sure his guards are pro ready. There are very few misses under the Calipari system. Reed Shepard's probably the only miss. Yeah, the only one I can think of right now. The John Calipari guards that go to the NBA keep a job, is what I'm saying. Is Darius gonna be a starter right off the bat? I don't know. I look at this mock draft. He's a top 10 pick. He's at 8 right now, and he'd be going to Atlanta. I don't think Atlanta would take him. They shipped out Trey Young, and Darius Acuff is basically just Trey Young light at this point. Um, they're not taking him. We're gonna look at some of the places that he's around, like Memphis, Milwaukee, Chicago, um, Mavericks, Utah. But two other players that Darius reminded me of a little bit was Kevin Porter Jr. Little bit of Kevin Porter Jr. I believe they're around the same height. If his height is not of conjecture, if he actually is 6'3", then I believe they are around the same height, which would make the comparison very accurate. And then the other one, just a little bit, is Jalen Green. Maybe not the volume of Jalen Green, because Jalen Green does take some crazy shots and still does, but just a little bit of Jalen Green with the explosiveness and the strength he shows, at least at the college level. Now, if we go into some of these game logs here, I'm looking through all his games right now. He has a bunch of 20-point games here. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 20. He's games of 23 games of 20 plus or more points, which is incredible. A lot of wins. They won the SEC. He was the SEC, um, uh, I guess what do you call it, like most valuable player. He was all SEC. He was really good in the tournament, and I don't know if they're still in the. I don't. No, they are. Yeah, because I saw a graphic of John Calipari on the thing. Yeah, I think they're still in the tournament. Um, like I said, I haven't got a chance to watch him live. There's been a bunch of basketball on. I've been watching a lot of women's basketball, but I did do my research and watch a lot of his highlights, and I feel very confident in saying that he will be okay. He will, at the bare minimum, if he's comfortable with it, be like a six man, a scoring punch off the bench. I'm very interested to see if he actually is 6'3" or 6'1". There is some like sometimes they measure you with shoes on, shoes off, just the day. Sometimes you're really not 6'3". Like there's a lot of, I don't know, the word's not controversy, but thought that like maybe even Jalen Brunson isn't even 6'1". He might even be like 5'10". So like sometimes you tweak the numbers a little bit. Sometimes in college is different than the pros. Um, to get back to his offensive and defensive, or just his stat weaknesses in general, and some other stuff. He is the second rated point guard in college in this draft class. Keaston Flemings is the first out of Houston. He is second, and then right after him is Mikael Brown Jr., um, which is good. He's second best. Um, I think the point guards are really weird this year because, again, like the NBA is, you're not gonna get a, you're not gonna draft, you're gonna draft wings over point guards, and that's just the way it is now. Um, I could see him going anywhere really out of the top four teams. They're kind of out of it, but now going past 4 to 5 to 11 to 12, um, there's some range in there where he could go and he could get drafted above some guys who might be ranked better than him or have better stats than him, simply because of his I think his readiness and his ability to score at this level, a 20-point score in college is no joke. And I think once he figures it out in the NBA, he could be a starter. Um, Assist to turnover ratio good, points are good, offensive ratings good, 3 pointer is really good. I love his shot. His shot looks really good as well. His win shares offensively are good. His draft age, he's going to be 20, I believe. Yeah, because he's 19 right now. Yeah, he's going to be 20 by the time of the draft and when the season starts. Um, his drawing fouls is really good. That's something you really need at the NBA level. Um, and everything else, field goal effective, field goal true shooting, all those percentages look really good. So I think a draft savvy and a number savvy um, GM would probably take him. Let's get to where he could end up. All right. So eliminating the top four teams: Pacers, Brooklyn, Wizards, Kings. Moving down to from I guess like the 5 to 12 range, if you're really looking there. You have the Jazz, you have the Mavericks, you have the Grizzlies, you have the Hawks, you have the Bucks, you have the Bulls, you have the Warriors, and you have the Blazers. Um, just eliminating teams based off of not positional needs, so they don't need a point guard. Like Darius would be the Jazz don't need a point guard. Maybe, maybe the Mavericks if they don't if they're not if they don't want Kyrie. Um, the Memphis Grizzlies would be a good spot, but they would have to get rid of um, what's his name, John Morant. I think him in Memphis would be pretty good, actually. Just no Ja. Be him, Zach Edey, Ty Jerome, some G.G. Jackson, Cedric Howard. I like that actually. That'd be kind of good. Yeah. Um, Atlanta, we talked about that. I don't want a point guard. Milwaukee, I don't. I don't know what's going on in Milwaukee. I don't really care. um, the Bulls. There's so much going on, and they already. I mean, maybe, maybe, maybe. But that's two teams I like. Two, yeah, two. Golden State. I mean, Golden State could use anything at this point to help them and their future. It'd be a change up from Steph, but I think Darius might be able to make it work. And then um, the Blazers. The Blazers don't need a point guard. They're still trying to figure out Scoot Henderson. They don't need that. And that's kind of the range he's around. Let's simulate and see where he might be able to go. We do this. We usually do this 3 times. I'm on Tankathon. I can sim the lottery and see where players end up. Let's do it 3 times and see what happens to Darius Acuff. Do do do. Um, Still Memphis. Yes, Memphis. Yes. No Ja though. No Ja. Um, jumps up to 7. Um, to Utah. I don't know if I love that. And then one last time, the third time. Here we go. Utah. So Memphis or Utah for Darius. Not sure if I like that. Maybe as a backup. Maybe a backup in Utah would be kind of a backup because yeah, backup to Keontae George. Yeah, you could sell me on that. And then lastly here, I want to do see where Darius Acuff is in the player comparison. What other people think. Let's see. This is usually a surprise. I try not to look this up. Okay, let's not go off the Google freaking AI first thing that pops up because that's funny. I will read that at the end, but um I'm not gonna read that right now. They say he could be Tim Hardaway. NBADraft.net says he could be Tim Hardaway. Hmm, I kind of like that for like a top 10 pick. I kind of like that. Tim Hardaway's valuable on that Nuggets team. I kind of like that. Let's see. Yahoo Sports has him as. Let's see here. Hello. Um, I guess Yahoo Sports isn't. I'm not watching their video right now, so I don't care. Let's do Draft Room, I guess. Let's see. Where's Draft Room has him compared as? And NBA Draft Room has him as Stephon Marbury. I'm not the biggest Stephon Marbury fan at all. Starberry, Damian Lillard, and Jalen Brunson. um, if Darius Acuff gets to peak Damian Lillard, then he's a franchise player, and I don't think that's a bad thing when you're a top 10 lottery pick, a top 10 pick. And then Jalen Brunson, I don't love the Jalen Brunson thing because that means he's gonna be as bad a defender as he is in college as he is in the NBA. Don't love that. Should we do one more? If I can find one more. I mean, the other one I saw here was Derrick Rose, and we won't touch that because that's sort of hollow territory right there. Because peak Derrick Rose was something. Where are I wish you just type in comparisons and they would tell you, but they gotta give you this whole like thing. Um, Let me see here. Find one more. I want to find one more. One more. I think that's it though. I don't think I'm gonna find one more. So, yeah. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. This is the last in this series, at least for this year. Maybe we'll do one after March Madness. We'll do a couple more, but that's it. The outro should be playing right now. Check out the video on the left. It's probably something you would be interested in. Check it out. You can check out the playlist on the right side of your screen. It is the full playlist for these videos, the road to the 2026 NBA draft. And if you see my icon right in the middle, if you click on that, it will pop up a subscribe button, and you can hit subscribe. You can subscribe easily. Um, like, comment, do all that good stuff, and I will see you guys next time. Cheers.